Sri Guru Charitra, Chapter 32. Behavior of a Widow, Dead Husband Made Alive. Brahaspati told regarding the behavior of a widow as follows. If the husband dies in the presence of the wife, then should observe sati. But if she is pregnant, if she has a child which is being fed on her breast, or if the husband dies at a far off place, then she should not observe sati. She should live as a widow. She should shave off her head, the hair on the head, else the husband goes to hell. She should bathe daily and should have only one meal every day. She should observe Chandrayan, that is, take one morsel of food on the first day of the bright Suddha fortnight, increase one morsel daily and take 15 morsels on the Purnima. In the dark fortnight, Krishna or Ved, she should go on a decreasing one morsel daily and take only one morsel of food on the Amavasya. New moon day. She should not take milk, should not sleep on the bedstead, should not take Mangal bath, nor take pan. If she has no son, she should do Tiltarpan, worship Vishnu daily and act as per the wishes of the dead husband. She should wear white clothes. In the Vaishak month, she should give an earthenal vessel in charity. In the Kartik Deep, should be given to a Brahmin. She should offer umbrellas and shoes to persons going on pilgrimage. She should take meal cooked out of only one corn in Kartik. Whatever vrat she observes in Uryapan ending function should also be duly done. If she has a son, she should act as per his wishes. Widow behaving in this way are vicious, and even if their husbands are suffering in hell, they would take them to heaven after their death. Brahaspati told to Lopamutra in relation with the code of female behavior, and the same was narrated by the sannyasi to the bereaved young woman. Then he said, "You now act as you wish. If you have courage, you can observe sati, and if you act as a widow, it will be vicious." Bowing to the sannyasi, the woman said, "You are like my parents, brother and all. I have no relatives here. You have told me the rules of behavior of a sati and widow. I think it will be difficult for me to act as a widow, for as I am young and fair, the people at large will speak ill of me. So I think it is better to observe sati. You kindly give me your blessings." The sannyasi blessed her and said, "You have come from a long distance with your deceased husband to see Sri Guru. What was destined to happen has happened. Even great men as Harishchandra, Bhishma could not avoid it. Still, you better see Sri Guru, who can even win Kal, and then observe sati." Not avoid it. He applied bhasma to her forehead, gave her 4 rudra beads and said, "Tie 2 in your husband's ears and 2 around your neck, and sprinkle teeth on the body of your husband and on yourself after Rudrabhish to Sri Guru. After doing this, you may observe sati." The sannyasi then went away. The young woman started preparations for observing sati. She called Brahmins, gave prayachitra to the body of her husband. She took a bath, wore a silk saree and then the ornaments, applied haladi kumkum, and became ready to observe sati. The body of her husband was taken to the river, and she was going in front of the corpse with fire pot in the hand. The young girl of 16 appeared as bright as goddess Lakshmi, and all wondered to see her courage. A pyre of wood and cow dung cakes were prepared. The young woman offered Vayan, Haldi Kumkum and Mangalsutra to married women, bowed to them and said, "Please inform my parents and father and mother-in-laws that we are staying at a holy place and are in good health. Otherwise, out of grief, they will give up their lives." She was praying all the way in the mind, "O Trimurti, your fame is widespread and you possess all siddhis. If a complaint is made to a ruler, he gives justice. If one goes to a physician, He gives medicine for relief. I came crossing 20 villages with the hope that my husband will recover. I am coming to ask you how my husband expired on the way." She saw Sri Guru sitting below an Ashwatha tree and she bowed to him respectfully. Sri Guru blessed her and said, "You shall have the Saubhagya forever." She again bowed to Sri Guru and he exclaimed, "You will have 8 sons." The Brahmins accompanying her told Sri Guru, "Her husband has expired and she has come here to see you before observing Sati." Hearing this, Sri Guru smiled and said, "Her Saubhagya is everlasting. Bring her husband's body here immediately. Let me see when he lost his life." Some persons soon brought the dead body before Sri Guru. The strings were cut and the cloth covering was removed. The teeth of Rudrabish was sprinkled on the dead body, and Sri Guru looked at it with his sight full of nectar. Immediately the Brahmin youth sat up as if aroused from sleep. He was ashamed to see himself without clothes. He wore the dhoti and asked his wife why she did not wake him before, why he was brought there, and who was the sannyasi. The wife narrated to him all that had occurred. Then both of them bowed to Sri Guru with devotion and began praying to him. All the persons who had assembled there were delighted to see the miracle. One cynic person said to Sri Guru, "The Brahmins died as per his fate. How can he be alive?" Sri Guru smiled and said, "I requested Brahmadev to give 30 years' life from his next life to this Brahmin youth." All were astonished to hear this. All bowed to Sri Guru and returned. The young Brahmin couple bathed at the Sangam, worshipped Sri Guru devotedly, and pleased the Brahmins and the poor by giving in charity.